Hello.
I'm going to talk about today Jonah. According to the Bible, in general, most of prophets wanted to obey God's commandment. They even were not scared to death. They sent God's message to the people. As for Jonah, I think he is different from most prophets. I think that's very weird, but there's a reason why Jonah did like that. At the time, Syria and Israel. Assyria was the deadly enemy of Israel. Israel was invaded by Assyria several times. The invaders took a lot of Jews to their country as slaves. So Israel and Assyria were sworn enemy. It is almost out of the question for Israel to associate with Assyria. Jonah was, of course, one of the Jewish people, so he was not able to like Assyria. So Jonah didn't want Assyria to be saved. So when the water from when the water from God came to the Jonah, he rose to flee from the presence from God. He went to board the ship. After being on board, he was fast asleep on the bottom of the ship. The ship reached in the middle of the sea. A fierce wind rose and shook the ship. At first, the sailors were in states of panic. They tried to get over the fierce wind. However, they were lacking in ability to overcome the fierce wind. By the way, one of the sailors went to the bottom of the ship, and he saw Jonah sleeping. Jonah was unaware of what had been happening outside. The sailor woke Jonah up and told him, why are you still sleeping? Our ship is almost broken. Why don't you pray to your God? And we happen to surmount tremendous difficulties. After Jonah heard what had happened, so he realized that the fierce wind was caused by his disobedience. So he accounted for everything and asked them to toss himself into the sea. At first, the sailors want to save Jonah's life, but the situation was so imminent that they couldn't help throwing Jonah off the ship. When Jonah fell into the sea, the fierce wind calmed down, and a big fish turned up and swallowed Jonah. Jonah had to stay in the darkness of the big fish. He prayed to God honestly, and he repented of his disobedience. After that, the big fish spat Jonah in the shore in Nineveh. Jonah preached God's message. After Assyrian heard the fearful news, they fasted and they repented their wrong lifestyle and thinking. Finally, they were saved. They were not punished by God. That's all about the story. This story made me thinking about several things. First of all, I can understand Jonah to a degree. If I were Jonah, I would not be different to Jonah. But our feeling and our thinking is not important than God's plan. No matter what we think, no matter what we feel, it's not important. The important thing is God's plan. So, God's will is prior to our purpose. God's will is the first in our lives. Moreover, God never gave up His plan. Even though Jonah rose to flee from the presence of God, but God called him and made him those God wanted. So God never gave up His plan. Nothing can prevent Almighty God from reaching His objectives and His purpose. Thank you for listening.
Good.